Yo, what's up guys? My name is Noah. Welcome back to All-Star Tower Defense X. In today's video, we're going to go over the top 5 best units you could have in preparation for the new update and just overall. But guys, before we start, like I always say, I'm trying to become the best Roblox anime YouTuber out there. So if you want to join the journey, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright guys, so I do have 5 units that are, I would say, the top DPS. I did not include units like Frollo or Kokushibu and even Crocodile because, let's be honest, nobody's getting Crocodile. It's the most BS unit ever. The summer event sucks, in my opinion. I do not think it's worth it. So I did not include Frollo, Kokushibu, or Crocodile, but some of them didn't even make the list anyways. And also, for the skill trees that I'll be going over, that's the best one for each one of them, it will be for more shorter waves, like 30 waves, 15 waves, not for infinite mode. And all the information was from the All-Star Tower Defense X wikis and spreadsheets and whatnot for that. It just wasn't really in order, so I said to put it in order and then just have it all in one place for you guys. And this will be the top 5 in order. We'll start from 5 and go all the way up to the number 1 spot. Alright guys, coming in at number 5 is the Beast Titan Zeke. Now also at the bottom left of your screen, you can see I have them ranked in numbers as well as their rough DPS. Obviously it's not going to be exact, but it is like basically close to enough to exact. And then also their best trait is below that for progressive mode. And then below that is their best skill tree, which for Zeke is damage. And then they're, obviously 3 crit and 1 mark. Now obviously you might be wondering, well, also is All-Star better than Zeke? Well, apparently the wiki helpers for progressive say Genesis. So Genesis will be the best trait on him if you're just going for, story mode or whatnot. Obviously, though, if you have All-Star, completely fine. Definitely go for that. But Zeke is a unit. He has a dynamic AoE, meaning that in his little circle, he won't hit anybody in there, but everything surrounding him in the blue area, he will hit. His attacks, consist of just throwing a rock, and then he eventually goes and throws multiple rocks at people. But again, very solid unit. Highly recommend maxing out his skill tree, getting multiple of them. I recommend doing that on all of these units. That's also why I did not include Kokushibu, Frollo, or Crocodile, because you're probably not maxing out their skill tree, which also makes them a little bit worse than what they could be. But yes, Zeke coming number 5. The best trait on him for progressive story mode is Genesis, and then skill tree damage, 3 criticals, 1 marker. And if you have All-Star 2, same skill tree, same whatever. So don't get stressed if you don't have All-Star on him. Very solid unit here, Zeke. If you don't have him, what are you doing, man? Go get Zeke. Alright guys, coming in at our number 4 spot is going to be Akainu. Now I know he is an unbound unit, but he's still a trial unit that can literally macro it on strategist mode. So no excuse to not max out his skill tree. I do not have it maxed personally, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. He has DPS of roughly 4,630, which is 4th best. Again, not including Kokushibu or Frollo. And also his best trait is All-Star all around, just pure All-Star. And then for progressive mode, story mode, any type of mode like that, like trials or story or challenges, or any of the character secret missions that you use to evolve units, so he'll be using SPA with 2 additional nodes and 2 deployment nodes, which will make him very good. Also, he's a very good starter unit as well. High range, good SPA, and he does apply burn. He does apply burn, if you can see. Obviously, he's a burn unit.
Whoa, this upgrade system is everything. They even have an upgrade section for dicks.
Alright guys, number 3, we got Sunjin Woo. Sunjin Woo, the DPS of roughly 4,670. And again, all these really top 4 to 1 have 4,600 to 4,800. Very similar DPS, but they're all very solid units, okay? Sunjin Woo's best trait is going to be All-Star, all around. There's no in-between, obviously, though. If you have something like Genesis or Bloodlust, no need to hard focus on All-Star. And his skill tree for progressive, like I always say, is going to be SPA with 1 additional and 3 employment. If you want to run infinite mode on him or infinite stuff, it's going to be damage with 3 criticals and 1 marker, which is going to be the main damage tree. If you want to go damage, always pick 3 criticals and 1 marker. And also, he does have an ability which makes him spawn a secondary unit, which is going to be Egress. He has a line AoE throughout. Very solid unit. He's 2 units in 1. And also Sunjin Woo goes to a AoE when he's maxed out. Again, very solid. You got your line AoE Egress, and then your circle AoE Sunjin Woo, and also the Egress keeps your traits And I would assume the skill tree too. You know, it's not just a regular random unit he's spawning in. It's a decent unit that can definitely be of use. Again, all-star best trait all around. Go for SPA if you want progression. If you want to do infinite mode, you know, go for damage. And again, if you wonder where I get this information from, it's from the spreadsheets and the wiki DPS. I've all compiled it here into one video for the top 5 units, obviously not including, you know, the ones we hate, like Crocodile, for example. But yeah, that's Sunjin Woo here, number 3, 4,670, all-star, SPA, and so forth. All right, next up we got SSJ Broly, which I am fortunate enough to have literally like best to best, everything. I just don't have his skill tree maxed out. But he has, when he's full rage, which if you don't know what full rage is, when he's maxed out, he gets even more damage on top of that. So with the all-star trait for me, he's, I think, doing maxed out like over 110,000 damage with an SPA of, or not SPA, a DPS of 4,820, one of the highest in the game. That's not obviously the 3 units that we're not including in here. And his best trait all around is all-star. If you have all-star on him, muy bien, very good. And also skill tree, same for infinite and progressive. It's going to be damage and then 3 crit, 1 mark. Again, damage tree is going to be the same almost all around. You're going to want to always go for 3 crits and 1 mark. If you're ever wondering about that, then obviously all-star all around, very solid. Even if you don't have all-star on him, he's still going to be a very, very good unit, because obviously, if you guys did not know, all-star makes units a lot more expensive. So as you can see here that you're watching the footage, it's hard for me to upgrade my Broly, leading us to have leaks, because I'm obviously only using 1 unit. But when I max him out and he has a SP of 4 seconds and he's doing 100,000 damage, and keep in mind as well, his circle AoE is pretty decently big, okay? A lot of circle AoEs and AoEs are just not that good in all-star Tower Defense X, so having a bigger AoE is a lot, very good to be considered. I do not know also if DPS was considered in the astdx DPS sheets for AoEs, because Killua was not on this list. That's right, guys. Killua is not on this list. I don't know if he was supposed to be or is going to be if you consider his full AoE, because that's what I thought, but he was not. I looked at all the DPSs. He was not. But that's it for Broly. Again, 4,820 DPS, so when he's maxed out full rage, best trait all around all-star, best skill tree all around is damage, 3 criticals, and 1 marker. Alright guys, and finally for our number 1 sheet, or number 1 unit, is going to be Yuno, which actually has the 2nd highest DPS in the game to all units, only second to Kokushibu. Alright, Yuno is extremely underrated. She is a unit or a anime character from Future Diary, if I'm right. Not too heard of in my opinion. I've seen her in a lot of tower defense games though, so must be pretty popular. You've probably seen her before. You probably know who she is. But she is the top DPS in this game, alright? She has a DPS of 4,850, okay? And the best trait on her is going to be Sharpshooter. It says Marksman at the bottom left, but yeah, I forgot to change that. It's going to be Sharpshooter, more range, and then her tree is going to be damage all around. It's for progressive and infinite mode. Going to be Sharpshooter and then damage, 3 marker, and 1 shield bypass. It's not going to be the regular 3 crits and 1 marker, but 3 marker and 1 shield bypass. Because how you use Yuno is essentially, well, her DPS is so high. Because first off, she has a really high, you know, well, decent damage with a super low SPA, and she does bleed as well. Also, that's why Marksman or Sharpshooter and having the Marksman trait or node on her is really good, because she attacks so fast. Every unit she's attacking will be marked. So that's why she's one of the best units support-wise and DPS-wise. But guys, that's going to be the list. If I made any mistakes, just tell me in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.